So let's get into it. Just want to tell us a bit more about your story. Where did it all begin? Yeah.
Oh, well, I have quite a history. I was born a premature baby, less than 3 pounds. So I was meant to be here. And so my whole life I've wanted to be a positive energy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And for many years I was in the restaurant business, 27 years. Began as an employee and then became a manager and then the owner. So I've always felt I have a service.
Paula, about your book, why am I so happy? What really inspired you to write this book?
I was inspired by the fact that all my life I've had people ask me that question. Paula, why are you so happy? Why are you so happy today? Why are you always smiling?
Yeah.
And so I decided I would share the perspectives I've gained in my lifetime. I've had many tragedies. I share some of those details in my book, such as in junior high, being bullied. I believe it was 8th grade in school. I didn't even take my coat off because I was so picked on and made fun of. I was really thin, and people said things like Jack the Ripper, Paula the Zipper. But, at one point I finally realized and said to myself, love me or don't. I'm just going to be me. And that really set me free. So I share a little bit about that, and then, losing my husband and some family members and challenges with the restaurant. And, I really believe that when we have challenges, it makes us more grateful for what's positive in our life. It really does. And I believe happiness is a choice. Do I focus on what my challenge is or what I'm angry about? Like when I lost a dear uncle when I was 17, I was angry at the world, angry at God. And then I thought, how am I going to be angry my whole life? Or am I just going to be so happy and grateful that I had this amazing man in my life? And I made that choice. So really life is about choices. And I just really, and I'm so inspired. I just received a message a couple days ago from a gentleman on LinkedIn. And he said, Paula, I loved your book so much. I'm having all my kids read it. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, that just touches my heart.
So Paula, what would you hope readers should take from reading your book? Because me personally, I read your book already, and I take a lot of message from your book already. So what's some of the key stuff you like readers to take from the book when they're reading your book?
I really want them to realize how beautiful and amazing they are, and that loving ourselves really is what it's all about. In life, we can base our happiness on financial success. We can base it on what others think of us, what they want us to be. Or we can base it on our goals for the future. When I have this, when I accomplish this, I'll be happy. We can be happy right now in this moment as we take the steps we take every day. Happiness is there. It can be in something as simple as enjoying a beautiful sunset, or sharing a compliment with someone. I mean, happiness is a now. It's not a win. And it's also not a when others approve of me.
Yeah. Brilliant. So Paula, about your TV show Elevate Your Life with Paula Vaish, can you tell us a bit more about the show, please?
Yes, I have been a host over 6 years now. I so love interviewing amazing guests and sharing their information, their inspiration. And my show, Elevating Your Life, with Paula Vale is on Patreon, and then it's also on 5D TV and a couple audio outlets via radio. My show shares amazing guests,
Yeah.
and I really feel so blessed to have the opportunity to share these amazing guests with my audience. And by subscribing to my Patreon channel, you also get extras such as meditations and pop-in videos that I put on the channel. You can message me, all different things. So I really, really love the show, and I'm really enjoying the feedback from the audience of those who watch the show.
Definitely, Carl. Even as well, your your show as well. Your show eventually impact me to actually start this show. So I just want to give you that credit where credit is due. You actually inspired me to actually start this entire show as well. So yeah, what's the mission
Thank
behind?
you.
Yeah, what's the mission behind the show, Paula?
I would say the mission is to continue my passion of being a positive energy in the world. I really do. And it's so fun to think about when I began interviewing. Right in the beginning, I wanted to end my shows with love, hugs, and blessings.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I thought, oh my gosh, if I tell thousands of people that I love them, they're going to think I'm some weirdo. But then after a couple months, I said to myself, I have to just be Paula.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. And that's how I end my show. And I have had the radio networks and such tell me that my show is the top show of people going into the library and listening to the shows. And you know, what does that say? It says to me, be myself, put out what my passion is, and others are going to feel it and others are going to enjoy it. And I really believe people do. And that really fills my heart.
Definitely, definitely. So, Paula, what's been like some of your greatest accomplishment, you would say?
Well, I believe my greatest accomplishment is my children. I love being a mother and a grandmother. I'm very passionate about family. But also, I do believe my goal and passion of being a positive energy in the world, I do believe that I have helped others step forward and be happier and accomplish. And when I receive messages from viewers of my show or readers of my book, I am so grateful. And I don't take credit for that. I am just a tool, a vessel of sharing with others. You know, I believe strongly in, you know, the guidance that we receive from, we'll call it Source, God, what you like, the angels. We're not alone. They're with us. And when we open up and say yes to manifestation of Source, so many doors open, so many connections come to us. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, definitely. So, Paula, I see you're like a major influencer. You have been featured with high-profile women like Oprah Winfrey, Melinda Gates, the CEO of General Motors, but you have faced many challenges. So, what actually help you to overcome these challenges?
Boy, yes, I have overcome many challenges. And I believe just making the choice to be grateful for what I have and just having faith that I can move on. You know, I lost my prior husband due to his illness and surgeries, and then he became addicted to the pain pills, got depressed, added alcohol, and passed away in his 30s. I saw him become a different person. So I was a single mom running a restaurant, and I'm very passionate about entrepreneur business owners. And I experienced a lot back in those years being a female restaurant owner. I mean, many did look at you differently. Oh, you're the owner? You? There's not a man that's an owner? I mean, I learned a lot. But, you know, I in a way, I'm grateful for that, because that just really empowered me to be a good restaurant owner, a good employer, and a good server of my customers. I learned so much in those restaurant years.
Yeah.
And the service that I love to do has continued on in my shows and in my book.
Okay, great. So Paula, like, what are like few words or resources you would recommend for someone looking to gain more insight to become like a better leader?
I would recommend focus on the example you are to others. It's one thing to say, be this, do this, but it's so much bigger when you're saying it in your actions, and your words and your accomplishments. That gives an example. That gives the feeling of teamwork. So that's what I would say. And I would also say to someone in a business, don't focus on the money. Focus on the vision and the accomplishments and what you want to achieve for others and with your business. Because the money will come. In all the years that I ran my restaurant, I didn't even advertise. I had a tremendous business from word of mouth. And I feel that is your greatest advertisement. And that came from how our customers felt when they were inside my building.
So how do you continue to grow and develop as a person in a leadership position? I believe even as a leader, we never stop learning ourselves. That we should always be open to new perspectives, new insights. And you know what's amazing about life is we can go 20 years with, okay, this is what I think about this. But if we're open-minded, we may, oh my gosh, I'm going to look at that from a different lens now. And that can happen, and be open to that. As a leader, we should always be learning and striving to better ourselves, not just those that we employ or that we coach. That's my view. So the quote on your book, you wrote this quote in the book, the sign of true success is a happy heart. Tell us the meaning behind this. Why did it inspire you to write this quote?
Yes, I created that because that is really, really what I believe. Success can have so many different labels, so many different names or what it is. But I believe really having a happy heart, being happy, I don't believe there's anything greater. And this doesn't mean we're happy 24 hours a day. We're human. We have our waves. I call it riding the waves down the river. And we get those. And something I've always said to my Reiki students, I've been teaching Reiki for about 12 years now, and I'm just working on publishing Reiki training manuals for Reiki masters out there. But I've always said to my students, think of yourself, life is this flow. It's this river that you're in. And in the river, it's warm, it feels good, you're just flowing. But challenges in life come. And it's like you're the waves at the top of the river, and you're hitting the rocks and you're hitting the shore, and they hurt. These things come into our lives. So what I believe is when we have those challenges, to sit back, look at it, address it with compassion. What can I do? How, what can I do as an individual or myself to better this or get me through this? And in times, there's situations, there's really nothing we can do. Look at the situation, address it, realize what I can do, and then let it go. And go back into that flow of the river. Because if we just fight it and hold the anger, it's like the waves are hitting the rocks, and it doesn't do anything but damage us. It accomplishes nothing. So I believe, look at things with a compassionate heart, realize what you can do positively to help that situation, and then let it go.
So what's the biggest risk you ever taken before, Paula?
I would say buying my restaurant. Yes. I would say buying my restaurant.
What was the reason behind? What was the reason behind why you did want to purchase this restaurant?
I had worked there many years. I loved the restaurant work, even though it was very long hours. And, so I was away from my children a lot. But then, but when they were younger, what I did, because I wanted time with my children, I remodeled my garage and I opened a daycare, Fun Times Daycare. So for 8 years, I would be with my children and others from 5:30 in the morning to 5:30. And then I would go work the restaurant nights and weekends. So I did that for 8 years. And then as my kids got older, I actually was able to many times bring them to work with me. The building had an apartment, a big office. And my children worked in the restaurant with me. And when it came time to purchase the restaurant, I actually sat down with my children and said, this is a family decision. And we discussed it. It wasn't mom's doing this and there you go. I discussed it with them and said, we do this and it's a family decision. And it was really beautiful. And it was wonderful having my kids, work with me, a lot of the time and see them. We had a lot of fun with the restaurant. We even filmed scenes to a movie in my restaurant once. That was an adventure.
Wow. So what's when Paula not busy working? What's her outside interests?
I love travel. I love walking. I love food. I love experiencing food from other countries and traveling. I'm very passionate about helping the animals. I'm an animal activist and, the planet. And I just like doing a lot of good things. I've gone to local homeless shelters and given Reiki to the homeless. I really believe we can make a difference, with little things that we do.
Where's the best place you ever traveled to?
Oh gosh, Africa a couple of years ago was really amazing, and it was more of a mission trip and things I saw and the children I met. It was pretty amazing, and the animals. I gave Reiki to a giraffe. He was following me around, wanting
Wow.
more. It was so fun. I think my favorite of my trips has been Greece.
Wow.
New,
Haven't been.
New Zealand was pretty fun, but yeah. And I will be coming to see you one day, Junior.
Definitely. Just in case I don't come America before, because I'm always in America. So
That's
we'll.
right. That's right.
Okay. So, Paula, do you got like any more books coming up?
Well, I'm going to have my Reiki training manual coming out soon, and then I am going to be finishing a second motivational book. So yes, there is going to be another motivational book.
Okay. So, Paula, just before we go, what's one few words you can share to all the inspire upcoming entrepreneurs? What's that one word you can share to all these people getting into business to help them to contribute to them being successful?
I would say yes. Just, every day, think of something you're grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to set the tone of your day.
Mm-hmm.
And think of service.
Yeah.
When your mindset is serving others and just caring and saying yes to what's going to come is going to open a door and bring more of that energy. Positivity brings more positive energy. It's things we worry about or doubt. If we have doubt, it's like we put a wall up.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be struggles, but like if there's something in your way, then jump over it or go around it, because that's life. Don't focus on that, but make the choice, I'm going to succeed. I say yes to my success. I say yes to helping others. And when you put that out there, it will happen. It will happen.
Okay. So Paula, if anyone want to reach out to you to get in connect with you, how can they reach out to you? What's like your website, your social media?
My website is wellnessinspired.com, and you can buy a copy of my book, paperback or ebook, on that website. You can also learn about my show on Patreon, Patreon/wellnessinspired, and it is Elevating Your Life with Paula Vail. So, and you can also, learn about my Reiki classes. But wellnessinspired.com is the best way to learn more about me. And feel free to email me, ask any questions. I'm always open.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you for your time, Paula. And also, I will link all the links, website, email address down below, so you guys can reach out to her if you want to get a copy of the book on Amazon. I'll add all the links down below. And thank you for your time, Paula, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Junior. Love, hugs, and blessings, everyone. Have a great day.